Hi folks, this is just a quick update on the ukulele Bluetooth project. What I've done, I've mounted the amplifier to the, get rid of that, there we go. I've mounted the amplifier to this piece of wood here, which was part of the ukulele body. And I've put sockets on here instead of pins, so I can just plug the stuff on, and it can be, if the amp goes faulty, it can be quickly changed or quickly taken out to be repaired. So we'll put that there for a minute. That's just a bag of screws, a power socket and whatnots, mixed items. That's the Bluetooth module I'm going to be using. I think they're good. These are a couple of quid, and I think they do the job, and I think they do the job really well. I think they're really good for what they are. I mean, they are what they are, obviously, but that's bent up, that display. Don't want it bent up, I want it straight. Doesn't look like I'm going to get my way though. No, never mind. As long as it works, who gives a fuck? Anyway, so this has got a Bluetooth FM radio, and it can also have you can also use an auxiliary, whatever. Don't know why you'd want to. USB and micro SD card. And what I've done, I've put a plug on here already, that's for the input, and I've got plugs to put on here for the power supply, and that's the aerial, and the aerial's going to be, I'm going to obviously use one of the strings as an aerial, but I'm going to replace the string with a piece of wire. So nice to have a decent aerial on it. So that's where we're up to. That's where we're up to with that. And the speaker, you're probably all wondering how we're going to get speakers in here. I'm going to go for mono, but I got one of those, what do you call it? Jay did that clearance where he got all that catalogue return stuff, and I got one of those iPod docks off him, one of those iPhone docks off him that have got the broken lightning port on them, and guess what? The speakers in them, look at that, they're exactly the right fitting for the hole. And what I've done, you're probably never going to be able to see this unless I zoom in. See if we can zoom in. What I've done, I've actually put two wooden blocks in. There you are. I've put a wooden block, I've glued a wooden block here and a wooden block here, and what I've done, I've cut slits in there. The speaker moves about at the moment, but I'm going to epoxy it in. So that's what we're doing with that, and you know, so that's what we're going to do. That we'll just epoxy the speaker in place, and you know, it should never have to come out again. But yeah, what we'll do, we'll just epoxy that in place, and that'll be brilliant. That's just the right size, that speaker. I couldn't believe it when I took that apart and checked that speaker. It's just the right size for the hole. I couldn't believe me luck. And I don't know how much sound I'll get out of it, but that amplifier is good for 15 watts. That speaker, no, wouldn't have thought, but it's only 15 watts if you run it, if you put in like 25 volts into it, thereabouts. But I'm only putting 12 volts in, so it'll be half that. So it'll be about 7 watts. So we should be okay. And the cutout in the top of the ukulele here, which is looks a bit scruffy, but it doesn't matter because all the wires feed into there, and this will screw neatly into there, as you've already seen on my other video. And I'm going to sand the body down. I'm going to paint it or do something with it, and you know, once all the strings are back on, You know, once it's all restrung and you know, I'll glue these so they can't be adjusted. These tuning heads, machine heads, call them what you like. What I'll do, I'll put them in a nice position. I'll put them in a decent position and then glue them so they can't. So that way they're always in the same position, so they'll never have to be adjusted, because they're not going to be playable anyway. But that's where we're up to with that. That's where we're up to. I'll show you a couple of other projects while I'm on. I'll do another video in a minute, and but that's where we're up to with this. We're gonna put all this stuff in the back of the ukulele, and that way we won't lose any of it. But I just think that certain things, you know, you can give them a second lease of life, and that's where we're up to with that. Everything needed for that project is in there, and I will put that there out of the way. And I will thank you very much for joining me, and don't forget to join me in the next installation when we will be working on the ukulele. When we're working on that project. Right, I'm going to bring another project in now. Now this might be a challenge for me. Anyway, we'll get to that in a second. Keep watching. Catch you later, folks. Bye for now.